It's time for another spooky review from Spooky Ventures. This is the 42nd edition, and I'm going to be focused on a DVD from a company called Trionic. The movie's title is Chiller 3, and it's a trilogy of tales. Now, I read somewhere after the movie that all three stories are about love gone wrong, and I guess that's true. I just hadn't really thought about it. The first story is about a couple of vampires, literally a romantically linked pair. It deals with unfaithfulness and the consequences of betrayal. Now, before you get the idea that this is some social commentary drama, that's not true at all. I mean, those themes are definitely there, but they are delivered with lots of violence, blood, killing, and plenty of nudity and sex. Now, that is the only segment of the three to include the nudity and sex, but there is plenty of both for the whole film, really. And the second story, now that I think about it, is really also about disloyalty, but in a very different and twisted way. It's the tale of a lady who adopts a cat. That cat is not exactly what you would call a nice animal. He's very sweet to her, but what she doesn't know is that he's also possessive, conniving, and downright evil. The story doesn't get as graphic as the first one, but it has its moments, mostly as fast flashes. If you can believe it, the third, while about a zombie apocalypse, is almost the lighthearted, feel-good piece of the bunch. And I'd consider it more horror comedy than pure horror. It's all narrated by a guy who has survived the zombie outbreak so far, and we come in quite a while after civilization has fallen. The focus of the story is the dark twist. Before the outbreak happened, he had been crushing on a bartender at his favorite watering hole. Once he found that she'd become a zombie, he captured her and kept her captive, taking care of her because he believes that he loves her and that they can make a go of it, the relationship. Now, all three stories are entertaining and captivating. I love the fact that each has its own mood and feel and identity. This is a low-budget indie film, and certain production aesthetics bring that point home. But honestly, it's quite high quality given that information. The DVD includes just 2 bonus features, but I found both of them to be worthwhile. The first, I think in part because of the nature of the second story, is a tribute to rescued animals. They make it very clear that no animals were harmed in making the movie, and then they give us a photo gallery of various animals that have been rescued by the filmmakers. And that includes several of them who were actually in that second piece. It's meant as a call to action to get viewers to think about aiding animal rescue efforts, but it's also just very cute for someone like me who loves animals. The second bonus feature is a short film by Tyler Benjamin, who also directed the main movie. In fact, it's his very first short film. It's an interesting piece, but feels literally like just that, a piece, not a whole movie. It seems like something that would have made a good setup for a feature film. Also, I should mention that while it's dark, violent, and has an air of mystery, it's more action-adventure than horror. Still, it's just a bonus. The main film is the selling point here, and that main film is certainly worth it. I really enjoyed this one a lot. Each story is interesting in its own way, and it seems to me that the whole idea of doing a group of shorter pieces as a movie is very much a horror tradition. Things like Black Sabbath, Trilogy of Terror, and Creepshow all come to mind immediately for me. This is a fine nod to those and a continuation of that fine tradition. Spooky Ventures is the home for spooky content and spooky merchandise on the web. Check it out today at spookyventures.com. And remember, always keep it spooky.